A rich woman at a designer store snatched a dress from my hands, scoffing, "You can't afford this anyway." The sales associate smirked and said, "Actually, she is the owner of this brand." The woman's face dropped as I took the dress back and said, "And I just decided you're banned from my stores." It was a crisp autumn afternoon in Chicago, the kind where the city's skyline gleamed under the golden sunlight. I had just wrapped up a meeting and decided to visit one of my boutique stores nestled in the heart of the Magnificent Mile. Dressed in a simple navy blue dress and comfortable flats, I aimed for an unassuming look. I often preferred to observe my stores from a customer's perspective. As I browsed through the latest collection, my fingers traced the delicate fabrics, appreciating the craftsmanship that went into each piece. I reached out for a particularly elegant emerald green dress, its silk material shimmering under the boutique's soft lighting. Just as my hand grasped the hanger, another hand snatched it away. Startled, I turned to see a woman, likely in her mid-50s, adorned in designer labels from head to toe. Her blonde hair was styled in a sleek bob, and her jewelry screamed opulence. She looked me up and down, her eyes narrowing with disdain. "You can't afford this anyway," she scoffed, clutching the dress tightly. I was taken aback by her audacity, but chose to remain composed. Before I could respond, the sales associate, a young woman named Clara, approached us. Clara had been with my company for over 3 years and knew me well. "Actually," Clara interjected with a subtle smirk, "she is the owner of this brand." The color drained from the woman's face as she processed Clara's words. Her grip on the dress loosened, and I gently took it back from her. "And I just decided you're banned from my stores," I said calmly, meeting her wide-eyed gaze. She opened her mouth to protest, but thought better of it. With a huff, she turned on her heel and exited the boutique, her high heels clicking sharply against the marble floor. Clara and I exchanged a glance, and a small smile tugged at the corners of my lips. It wasn't about revenge. It was about principle. No one deserved to be belittled, regardless of their appearance. The incident spread quickly among the staff, serving as a reminder that humility and respect held more value than any designer label. A week passed. I didn't think about her again, didn't even ask if she came back. My days were packed with meetings, supplier calls, managing the new LA store launch. It wasn't until I got a call from Gina, head of security at the flagship store, that things started to spiral. "Hey," she said, voice low. "We had an incident." My stomach dropped. "What kind of incident?" She came back. I didn't need her to say who. She tried to walk in like nothing happened. Argued with the staff. When we told her she was banned, she caused a scene. Threw a rack of scarves. Screamed at a customer. Cops were called. We have her on camera. I closed my eyes and rubbed my temple. This wasn't just some rich woman throwing a fit anymore. This was escalation. I told Gina to send me the footage. It was worse than I expected. She stormed in like she owned the place, yelling, threatening to sue, saying she had a cousin on the city board. A customer tried to calm her down. She called her a nobody. I wasn't just angry, I was disappointed. Not because of her. People like her exist in every corner. But because my staff had to deal with it. And we weren't a place where that happened. I decided to press charges for trespassing and harassment. That should have been the end. It wasn't. The next morning, my inbox was flooded. Not by customers, but by gossip blogs. Some lifestyle influencer had posted a clip from inside the store. Not the full footage, just the part where she was yelling and me saying she was banned. No context. The influencer tagged me, my store, my brand. Caption said, "Rich girl fight at brand name? Looks like the owner snapped." I clicked on the comments. That was my mistake. People who had no idea what really happened were calling me a drama queen, elitist, a fake rich girl playing dress up. One even said, "That lady was right. She does look like she can't afford her own clothes." I didn't sleep that night. By noon the next day, 3 corporate partners called. One of them, an old French fashion house we collaborated with, asked if I could issue a public apology. I asked, "Apologize for what?" They hesitated. Perception. Social media perception. We don't want any of this noise. I hung up. I wasn't about to apologize for protecting my staff. But now I was fighting on two fronts, a woman with too much ego and a public that believed half a story. Then came the twist I didn't expect. An email from a burner account. No name, just the subject line. You think you're safe because you're rich? Inside, a single sentence. You ruined the wrong person's day. Attached, a blurry photo of my house at night. My actual house. Gated, hidden behind rows of trees, and still, this person had managed to get close. I forwarded it to Gina. She called the police. Then I moved into a hotel downtown for a week. The press started cooling off. My PR team managed to find a few customer testimonials, quietly dropped the full footage online, and let people draw their own conclusions. That helped. A little. But the emails didn't stop. Different burner accounts. All vague, threatening. One said, "You don't deserve that business. You stole it." Another, "You think you earned it? You didn't. Someone else should have had it." We pulled all footage from stores, asked all staff to report anything strange. And then, a final message. No email, just a box, delivered to my office. Inside, a scorched piece of our emerald dress. Burned, frayed. It smelled like gasoline. I sat back in my chair, holding the charred fabric, hands steady, but only just. That dress. The one she had tried to snatch. It wasn't about fashion anymore. It was personal now. I had security increase their rounds. Hired a private firm. Changed my car. Switched hotels every 3 days. There was no official case the police could act on. No fingerprints. No solid threats. Just constant, slow pressure. Whoever this person was, they weren't dumb. They didn't send another package. But I started noticing other things. At first, they were small. My mail at the office arrived already opened. Once, the elevator in the building stopped between floors for 15 minutes. When techs checked the system, nothing showed up in the logs. Then it got weirder. One morning, I showed up to the boutique for a surprise staff check-in. Store was clean, quiet. I walked to the back room where our custom inventory is kept, only staff access. One of the shelves was empty. Gone. Only one piece had been on it. A one-of-a-kind hand-stitched gown from a guest designer in Milan. Worth over $20,000. We checked cameras. Nothing. No footage. The time block from 2 to 2:40 a.m.? Gone. My head of IT swore no one accessed the system. No record of footage deletion. The system was air-gapped. You'd need to be on site, and you'd need the master access key. Only 5 people had that key. One of them was me. We ran quiet checks on all staff. Nobody flagged. Then something odd popped up on Clara's profile. The sales associate from that day. She had requested a replacement key card 2 days before the dress went missing. I called her in, asked her directly. Her hands shook. I didn't give it to her, she said. Who? She didn't speak for a full 10 seconds. Then she whispered, the woman from the dress. My jaw clenched. She reached out to you? Clara nodded. She found me online. Said she wanted to talk. Said she felt bad, wanted to make it right. She met me at a cafe and offered to donate to one of the charity causes we work with. She said she wanted to surprise you. I couldn't speak. She asked to see the dress, Clara went on. Just to look. I said no. But she was charming. She kept talking. I told her where it was. I thought it was fine. I didn't give her anything. I swear. We pulled Clara off the floor, but I didn't fire her. Not yet. I believed her. Or at least, I believed she didn't understand what she had gotten pulled into. The worst part? I still didn't know this woman's name. So I hired someone. A fixer. Quiet, expensive, extremely well-connected. Within days, he had her full profile. Her name was Danette Roth. 57. Recently divorced. Used to sit on the board of a now-bankrupt luxury travel startup. Had money, lost most of it. Still lived like she had it. Apparently, she'd been in talks to license her own fashion line until my brand signed a deal with the same manufacturing partner. It wasn't just ego. It was personal and professional. I'd unknowingly stepped into a territory she had been trying to claim. And I'd won, without ever seeing her face. Her social media was curated. No rants. No posts about me. But I found one thing. A now-deleted blog she used to run under a pseudonym. In it, she talked about how new wealth and empty names were ruining the fashion world. Said the real gatekeepers were being pushed out by accidental success. She didn't just hate me. She thought I didn't deserve what I had. 3 nights later, a brick went through the front window of the Beverly Hills store. Security footage this time caught a figure in all black, helmet on a motorcycle. Couldn't prove it was her. Couldn't prove it wasn't. She wasn't stopping. She wanted something. And she had nothing left to lose. So I started playing her game. Quietly. I had my fixer dig deeper, find connections, find pressure points. I wanted to understand how far she'd go. And what she really wanted from me. That's when he found the biggest twist of all. Danette had a daughter. 24. Fashion school graduate. Brilliant, from what he could tell. But struggling. Blacklisted from internships across the city. Nobody would take her, though her portfolio was excellent. The reason? My company. Unintentionally. Turns out, her daughter had applied for a mentorship program I created. Highly competitive. Only 5 people got in. She didn't make the final round. One of our judges flagged her as disruptive. Unstable. That judge was Clara. The same Clara from the store. I felt the bottom drop out. All this hate, this destruction, this creeping threat, it wasn't just over a dress. It was over her daughter. A chance. A name she believed I helped ruin. So now the question was, what would a woman like that do next? And what would I do knowing I might have been the spark even if I didn't light the fire? I didn't sleep for days. The more I thought about it, the worse it got. The puzzle pieces kept falling into place. Clara flagged her daughter, probably without knowing who she was. Danette believed I ruined her daughter's future. And maybe I did. Unintentionally, but it didn't change the damage. I started wondering, was that girl really unstable or just ambitious? The line can blur, especially in this industry. Too much fire, and people call you dangerous. Too little, and you're dismissed. I've seen it happen to dozens of young designers. Maybe I'd made the same mistake the industry used to make with me. Still, none of that justified what Danette had done. The threats, the trespassing, the brick through the window, the emails, the burned dress. And now she was targeting my staff, my stores, me. I had one choice left. I had to confront her, face to face. I knew she wouldn't agree to meet me. Not willingly. So I baited her. We announced a surprise limited-run pop-up for the Emerald dress collection. Same design she tried to grab that day. I made sure press picked it up. I did a short interview hinting that only invited guests would get in. I dropped her daughter's name, subtly, in a list of applicants for mentorships over the years. It worked. The night of the launch, I waited near the back entrance of the venue in Soho. Guests arrived through the front, sipping champagne, flashing cameras. My staff was under strict instructions to delay the show if anything fell off. At exactly 7:43 p.m., she showed up. Danette. In person. She wore all black, face calm, too calm. Her eyes scanned everything, then locked on mine. "You wanted me here," she said. "Yes," I said. "Let's talk." We stood in the alley behind the building, city noise muffled by the brick walls. "You ruined my daughter," she said, her voice flat. "No," I said. "You did." She flinched, just slightly. She didn't get in. "That's life. It happens," I said. "But you went after the wrong person. You made this about your pride, not her future. She deserved it. You thought punishing me would fix it? You scared my staff. You stalked me. You threatened my life. She didn't deny it. She just stared. I could press charges, I said. I still might. She stepped closer. You won't. Because if you do, I'll go public. About everything. There is no everything, I said. Really? She smiled. You think the public won't tear you apart? You're a rich brand owner who crushed a young girl's dreams. They'll believe it. She wasn't wrong. The internet didn't care about truth. Only drama. And I'd had enough. I already released it, I said. Her smile dropped. I had recorded our conversation. Everything she'd set up until now, captured on a discreet device clipped inside my coat. It was live-streamed to my legal team and backed up to the cloud. I held up my phone. Every word. You wouldn't, she said, her voice cracking. You burned my dress, I said, but I just burned your name. That was the end of her fight. Her shoulders dropped. She walked away without another word. The next day, the recording went public. With context. With evidence. We released the full timeline, what she'd done, the stalking, the threats, the fire damage, the manipulation. Her daughter? She emailed me. She apologized. Not for her mom, but for the way things had spiraled. She asked me to read her portfolio again. I did. It was brilliant. I hired her not out of guilt, but because she deserved the chance her mother had stolen from her. And this time, I'd be the one to guard her flame, not smother it. As for Clara, she stayed on. She learned her lesson. So did I. Because here's the thing no one tells you when you build something from the ground up. The higher you rise, the more people want to tear it down. And sometimes, the worst damage comes from people who used to sit at your table. But I don't play victim. I build. I protect. I strike when I have to. And now? Now they all know. Mess with my people, mess with my stores, mess with me, I will dress you in the truth. And it will never come off.